Today, I'm going to tell you about the murder of Melissa Barthelemy, one of the victims of the Gilgo Beach murders, a series of unsolved killings of sex workers in Long Island, New York. This case has recently been reopened after a suspect was arrested and charged with her murder and 2 others. But who was Melissa Barthelemy, and what happened to her on the night she vanished? Melissa Barthelemy was a 24-year-old woman who lived in a basement apartment in the Bronx. She had moved to New York from Buffalo, where she grew up with her mother and sister. She had dreams of becoming a hairdresser and opening her own salon, but she struggled to make ends meet and turned to escort services as a way to earn money. She advertised her services online and used a driver to take her to appointments with clients. On July 12, 2009, Melissa told a friend that she was meeting a man and would be back in the morning. She never returned. Her mother reported her missing 6 days later after she failed to answer her phone calls and texts. The police initially did not take her disappearance seriously, assuming that she had run away or was hiding from someone. They did not investigate her case as a homicide until much later. Meanwhile, Melissa's killer was taunting her family with disturbing phone calls. He used Melissa's cell phone to call her teenage sister 6 times, telling her that he had killed Melissa and that he was watching her. He also described intimate details about Melissa's body and clothing. The calls were traced to various locations in Manhattan and Long Island, but the killer always hung up before the police could locate him. Melissa's body was not found until December 11, 2010, when a police officer searching for another missing woman stumbled upon human remains near Gilgo Beach, a remote area along Ocean Parkway. The body was wrapped in burlap and bound with tape. It was later identified as Melissa Barthelemy through dental records. Over the next few days, 3 more bodies were discovered in the same vicinity, also wrapped in burlap and bound with tape or belts. They were identified as Maureen Brainerd, Barnes, Megan Waterman, and Amber Costello, all sex workers who had gone missing between 2007 and 2010. The police realized that they were dealing with a serial killer who preyed on vulnerable women and disposed of their bodies along the beach. They dubbed him the Long Island serial killer or the Gilgo Beach killer. They launched a massive investigation that involved multiple agencies, forensic experts, canine units, helicopters, and diverse. They searched for more clues and evidence along Ocean Parkway, hoping to find the killer's identity and motive. However, the investigation took an unexpected turn when they found more human remains that did not match the profile of the original 4 victims. In total, they discovered 10 sets of remains, including a toddler, an Asian male dressed in women's clothing, and a woman whose head and limbs were found miles apart from her torso. The police speculated that there might be more than one killer involved, or that the killer had changed his methods over time. The case became one of the most complex and baffling in American history. It attracted widespread media attention and public interest. It also inspired several books, documentaries, podcasts, and movies. However, despite all the efforts and resources devoted to solving the case, it remained unsolved for over a decade. The killer remained elusive and anonymous. That is until July 2023, when a major breakthrough occurred. The police announced that they had arrested Rex Heerman, a 59-year-old architect from New York City, and charged him with killing Melissa Barthelemy, Megan Waterman, and Amber Costello. He is also the prime suspect in the killing of Maureen Brainerd, Barnes, but he has not been charged yet in that case. Heerman was identified as a potential suspect in early 2022, shortly after a multi-agency task force was formed to re-examine the cold cases involving the Gilgo Beach murders. The police obtained his DNA from pizza crust that he had thrown away in a Manhattan trash can. They matched his DNA to a male hair that was found on the bottom of a burlap sack that contained one of the victim's body swant. They also obtained DNA samples from his wife and 2 children with their consent. His wife later filed for divorce after learning about his arrest too. Heuermann pleaded not guilty to the charges against him and is being held without bail. He is facing trial in Suffolk County Court later this year 3. If convicted, he could face life imprisonment without parole or even the death penalty for. The police are still investigating his possible involvement in other murders or crimes. 5. They're also trying to determine his motive and how he selected his victims. The arrest of Heuermann has brought some closure and justice to the families of the victims, who have been waiting for answers for years. They have expressed their relief and gratitude to the police and the prosecutors for their hard work and dedication. They have also remembered their loved ones as beautiful, kind, and loving people who had hopes and dreams of their own. Melissa Barthelemy's mother, Lynn, said that she was happy that her daughter's killer was finally caught, but she was also sad that she would never see her again. She said that Melissa was a sweet and caring person who wanted to help others. She said that Melissa loved animals, especially her cat, and that she enjoyed singing and dancing. She said that Melissa had a bright future ahead of her, but it was cut short by a monster. The Gilgo Beach murders case is not over yet. There are still many questions and mysteries that remain unsolved. Who were the other victims whose remains were found along Ocean Parkway? Are they connected to the same killer or killers? How did they end up there? And most importantly, why did they have to die? These are some of the questions that I will explore in my next videos, where I will dive deeper into the details and evidence of this fascinating and horrifying case. If you want to learn more about the Gilgo Beach murders, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to get notified when I upload new videos. Also, don't forget to like this video and leave a comment below with your thoughts and opinions on this case. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.